Ikenna Onua is going to give us video editing class. Okay, can someone please call Ikenna? Thank you. Then after that, we're going to have Sifon, a German officer, who is going to give us class on fashion accessories. Then Isaac will also become and is going to be leading the class on digital marketing. I know we have a lot of people like that, right? Where is Isaac? Okay, please let me restore you. How many people stop back here? We restore you. Okay, Isaac. Then after Isaac, we have a guy that is a guru in data analysis, and his name is Oyema. So Oyema, can you have a seat? Then after that, because you know some women are so much passionate about their hair, about the way they look, so we made provision for that. Then you know how to do it. And we made provision for that. So we have someone here that is also going to take a class on hair styling. Yes. And the person is Katie Adeyeye. Katie from Lagos. Yeah, so after Katie, then we also have a great guy. By his look, you know that this guy is loaded. His name is Onose Enawolu. We will be taking the class of cryptocurrency. Okay, so as I said, I'm going to be the MC for today. And let me just give you the rundown of the program. Because during the program, you're going to serve refreshment. And there won't be any point for me to come back here for me to coordinate that session. So please just listen, because the facilitators also will be coming here based on this program. After leaving here, Tolu is going to come on board to come and take his attitude class. Then after her is Ikenna. Then after Ikenna is Sifon. Then after Sifon is Isaac. Then after Isaac is Oyema. Then after Oyema is Katie Perry of Lagos. Then after Katie, of course, is going to be on us. We'll also be talking on cryptocurrency. Then there will be questions and answer, and I'm going to be the one to also coordinate that. Then after that, the closing remark will be given by an awesome guy by the name Shine of YouTube. So let me invite on board Tolu Ame Williams, who is taking the active class.
Very serious. Okay, so awesome. My name is Tolu Ame Williams, and I have 10 minutes, and I'm not going to lie to you a lot. So I'm going to try and summarize or make it as brief as possible, and then we can have the slide and go by it. I do some more research by myself, which you feel the need to. But I believe that it's very important for us to talk about it because it goes a long way to determine how long you will last in your skill, in your profession, in whatever it is you find yourself doing. Even in the midst of your friends, your attitude is what determines how long you want to stay around. It's what we call vibe in today's dictionary. Okay, I'm just going to move straight to the first slide. I'm sorry if I'm going to talk too fast. I have 10 minutes. Okay, so next slide. We're going to define, can this be interactive? Or I don't have time. Okay, awesome. Okay, so I would like for somebody or anybody really to define what they think attitude is. But I'm already showing my slide. So if you have a contrary or if you have a different opinion or you want to add to what is not on the slide, now would be a good time. Would anybody like to try? What does attitude mean to you? Do it once? Do it twice? Next time, don't show. It's too late, right? Okay. All right. Anyway, so I'm just going to literally go through my slide. Okay. So, like whoever was saying, you clarify things by defining them. So, attitude, according to the dictionary, means a settled way of thinking or feeling about something. So, I picked that word settled because I want to elaborate more on what it means. And settled can mean resolve or decide firmly on the course of action. It's not something you just thought about and decided to do now. You have decided and you have concluded that I'm going to stay on this position and this is how I'm going to be doing this thing moving forward. So your attitude is what you settle on like maybe you decide firmly on the course of action. All right. So attitude is said to define your personality. Naturally, it falls under two categories, which is good or bad. And according to Winston Churchill, your attitude is a small thing that makes a big difference. You might think that it has absolutely nothing to do with your skill acquisition or your growth or development as a professional, but it actually has a lot because regardless of if you even really know your skill that well, there might be somebody who is better at making hairstyling, than you. But the difference between you and that person and why people might patronize you more is because you have the right attitude, you know. Okay, so if you're willing to perfect yourself, then you should watch your attitude. One of the things that bring a big change in the man or woman's attitude is their thought process. Your attitude doesn't just spring up as something that you decided to do. It starts from your mind. You have to decide that, okay, this is how I want to think about this thing. This is how I want to do this thing, and then
it reflects in the actions that you take and the quality of decisions that you make. Okay, so it starts from your thought process. Your attitude is basically your mindset. It comprises basically of your mindset, your viewpoints, your beliefs, and these elements, add to who you are, because it's the same thing we say when we're studying the Bible, that, the Bible is used for teaching, correcting, and training in righteousness. And so when we say stuff like that, it means the Bible should be your standard of living. If something is useful for all of this, it's the same thing about your attitude, your mindset, your belief system, your viewpoint. All these things reflect in who you are and how you behave. Okay, so it's really important. Some really interesting quotes that I found, which I deemed fit to share with you, is this one by Lou Holtz, and it says, "Ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do, but your attitude determines how well you do it." The next one I found, which was equally interesting, was by Walter Scott, and it says, "For success, attitude is equally as important as ability." If you have the ability to do something, but you don't have the right attitude to match it, in all honesty, you have like 50%, and the chances of you being successful or surviving are 50-50. And most times it's on the negative side, because if people don't like your attitude, they're not going to patronize you. Okay, so according to psychology, there's 3 types of attitude: your cognitive attitude, emotional attitude, and your behavioral attitude. Cognitive attitude talks about, okay, let me use an example. If I know that Tolu's shirt today is black, and maybe somebody who hasn't seen me today is just second guessing what the color of my shirt is, the way you will explain the color of my shirt will be very different from how that person will, because you've seen me, because you have facts, you have evidence to prove that my shirt is black. So when you are explaining that to somebody else, the attitude will reflect, your cognitive attitude will reflect in how you even communicate the fact that you know what you are saying, compared to somebody who doesn't have enough evidence. So your cognitive attitude basically refers to the knowledge you acquire and how confident it makes you feel, and the fact that you're educated about that subject, and it equally reflects in how you present your information. So the next one I'll talk about is emotional attitude. This deals with giving out of emotional stimuli, such as overreacting to simple things. We should stay calm under all circumstances to be ready to deal with whatever comes our way. This one may also seem not so important, but the reality is that it is. If you're under so much pressure, how do you handle it? Do you freak out and start crying? Do you snap at everybody and slam doors like some people that I know? How do you handle your emotions? Because life will throw different challenges at you. You might be in a class where you don't understand what your tutor or what your lecturer is saying. How do you react in situations like that? Do you just get upset and say, "I'm not doing this thing again, it's over," and you cancel it? Or you actually manage your emotions? Because if you overreact, it might be too late to come back from how you must have reacted, because you can't take back things that you say, you can't take back things that you do. The highest you can do is apologize, but it stays embedded in people's memory that this one cannot handle pressure, this person doesn't work well. Stress is not a good thing, but you need to learn to manage your emotions. Okay, the next one, which I'm going to expatiate more on, is behavioral attitude. This component takes care of the way we react to certain things, and is one of the primary things that you should take care of. Your behavior is very important because it speaks a lot about who you are. Your behavior is what people will remember, not so much about what you say, really. It's more about what you do. Don't be like the Sahenjis that do what I say, not what I do. It's what you do that people watch more than what you say. So your behavior is really important. Okay, so if we move to the next slide, we have categorized them. Your behavioral attitude has 3 components as well. It can be positive. Your behavior can be positive, it can be negative, and it can be neutral. You want to move to the next slide, please? Anyway, so your positive attitude, I'm just going to read what I have here. This is one type of attitude in organizational behavior. You need to understand how much a positive attitude it takes to keep the work moving and progress. It means that keeping a positive mindset and thinking about the greater good, no matter what the circumstance is. So if you have a positive attitude, you always think about the greater good. You focus on what is important. If you have a negative attitude, you're always thinking in the reverse about what is not going well, disadvantages of things, why you shouldn't do certain things, why this idea or this plan is not going to work out. Then if you have a neutral attitude, you're a lazy person. You don't do any thinking at all. You allow other people decide on your behalf. If it works out, fine. If it doesn't work out, fine. That's also a bad position to sit in. Okay, so for a positive, people who have positive attitudes, they're mostly confident, they're happy, they're sincere, and they're determined. People who have negative attitudes, they're angry, they're mostly in doubt, they get frustrated easily, and they can be so seeking. Being seeking is the worst because those ones disconnect every access you have to positive thinking. If you even attempt to think of something positive, they will immediately counter it and say, but that cannot work now. This person, this, and all of that, And then neutral people are mostly quiet. So you don't want to be in that category. In terms of your learning experience with whatever skills it is you are interested in, you need to understand that there are 4 C's in learning, and attitude has a key role to play in all of this. All right. So the 4 C's in learning are critical thinking, collaboration, creative thinking, and communication. For every single one of these, your attitude is what to go a long way to show how much of these 4 C's that you are exhibiting in your field of study. I like to pick creative thinking as a focus because there are several attitudes of a creative mind. If you're going to be learning, regardless of what skill or what professional space you find yourself, you don't necessarily need to be doing art, but there are so many things you need to keep into consideration. If you're going to you need creativity to survive in any field, science, technology, art, whatever. Okay, so you need to be disciplined. You need to learn to collaborate. You need to learn to be inquisitive. You need to be persistent, and you need to be imaginative. For all of these things to be successful, you need to have the right attitude. So the last slide has a really interesting wheel of these 5 characteristics of a creative mind that I've just mentioned. And it breaks it down into like sub explanations. Perhaps they will share the slide with you before the end or by the end of this class. Okay, so your attitude will either define you or destroy you. What generally follows is your attitude will be what inspires so many people in your team. Some of you will get to work in teams. Some of you will work in organizations. If you don't have the right attitude, it can actually rub off on people in your team. So therefore, companies and even individuals look for people with positive attitude. People in general seem to stick around the positive vibrations, whether in your personal, business, or professional field, as that will motivate them enough to progress in life. Thank you. Bye.
Testimony. All right, good morning, everyone. Very quickly, before I commence, I want us to just do a quick exercise. Do we have movie fans in the house? Yes. Movie fans, okay, everyone, quiet. Please close your eyes, everyone. Or movie fans, just close your eyes. I need some quiet here. Remember your favorite movie or a scene in a movie that you really, really like so much. Please, if you're not a movie fan, please don't distract anybody. Thank you very much. Just remember a scene that you love so, so much. And just try and relive that scene again. Not like SIN, but like scene. Yeah, open your eyes. Yeah, so all right, so how was it? Sweet. All right, so next slide. Next slide, please. All right. Yes, so for me, this moment, Kingsman, the Golden Circle, Marilyn, Eggsy, and Harry are going to complete a mission, and then they get stuck somewhere, and then Marilyn is stepping on a bomb, and then he just starts to sing to draw people close to him so that he can sacrifice himself and those guys. For me, if I was on set with those guys and I heard Merlin singing, it probably would not have made sense to me. But because I have seen how this story has built up, how many missions these guys have done together, when Merlin was singing, when I saw Eggsy's reaction, Eggsy and Harry's reaction to when this guy was about to die, and then the song just made everything make sense. And guys, this is the power of video editing. My name is A.S.K, and I'm just going to take you through a bit of video editing. So next slide, please. So basically, what is video editing? It is just manipulation, arrangement of videos, basically, and putting like a sound at the background or doing adding effects or special effects just to make it come alive or pass a message across to people. And who is sorry, this is my slide. Okay. And who is a video editor? Someone who just basically edits videos. I don't want to talk too much on that. Yeah, so next slide. So I know I came from the movie perspective, but okay, you're a video editor. What can you edit? Is it just film or movies or whatever? No, so for me, I just categorize them into like 4 different groups. We have film, where we have like your full film or short films, maybe like your comedy skits. I categorize them under short films, or documentaries or life of people. And then we have programs, live shows, news, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and all that stuff. You can still categorize them under programs, which you can do video editing. So for me, events and ads too, covering events, maybe weddings or birthdays, or just social gatherings. People cover them and then they put the clips together and then they edit. And then we also have the popular one, which is vlogging, where we have photography, gaming, tutorials, and of course, the popular one of lifestyle, where you go on YouTube and see everybody saying, hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Yeah, skincare routine and all that very, very nice stuff. It's actually very, very cool. So next slide. All right, so as much as I encourage video editing, people can do video editing with maybe their phones or their system. Personally, for me, I would advise using a system. Phone is cool. I don't have a problem with editing videos on phone, but in terms of delivering a more professional job, or when you have more complex things to do, that is when it's better to use a system. And for me, preferably, I use Adobe Premiere Pro. Okay, this picture was supposed to be there, but it's fine. And the reason why I use Premiere Pro is because it is easy to use. There's a lot of sophisticated stuff there inside the software, but it's very, very easy to just navigate and just find a way around it, and it works. And then it supports multiple file formats, whether it's your MP4, your MPEG-4, maybe your MOV files. Because sometimes you can get a video on your phone and you try to play it, it does not, why is this not playing? No, but when you are editing with Premiere Pro, you can have like different types of files and they work perfectly well. And you can run different projects like simultaneously. Not that you're running a project, you have to load all the videos from this project. Then when you want to start another one, you now have to now clear them and load your videos again. No, you can have all your projects simultaneously running in your interface. And then it also supports color grading. I don't know if anyone has heard of color grading before. Anyone? All right, so it just basically when you record a video on your phone, when you record a video on your phone, you see how it feels compared to the color in a movie. The movie gives you a more realistic, more cinematic feel. Yeah, exactly. Adobe Premiere Pro supports color grading, and then you can do some basic motion graphics and effects there. So other editing softwares which is out there, we have Final Cut Pro, Filmora, Vimeo, DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve, fantastic for your color grading. In fact, that's what most directors and editors use. And then we have your basic Windows video editor. All right, yeah, so this is just basically how my timeline looks like. You know, we have a place where, okay, I don't know if you guys can see this thing like very, very well. You can't really see it. Okay, turn on the light. All right, so this is the place where I load like my videos, my content. Yeah, I just import them there. Yeah, zoom out, please. Yeah, then here is where I put it on the timeline where I do my editing, of course. I know, sound and all of that. Very, very important. So you can zoom out. And then of course, this is one of the things that I have. Where I have like 2 subjects about to do Clash of the Titans or something. So next slide, please. Yeah, so now that you are doing video editing, how do you go about it? You know, you can go about it in like 2 ways. Is that you're working closely with the director, maybe like on scene. By the time production is done, they are done shooting, done doing both of things and everything. That's when the director and the video editor now sits down and do the magic. Or if you are not working with someone, in most cases, especially when you're doing your vlogging, you are your own director. So you have to like shoot your videos by yourself. Like if you're here, you have to like shoot your videos by yourself. You have to edit your videos. So there's some question you need to ask yourself if you are going to be shooting your own stuff and editing it. What do you want your videos to look like? You know, sometimes you might have an idea, you might just like, okay, what do I want to achieve? So these are the questions you need to ask yourself, what you want it to look like. And sometimes one thing that helps me is running the process end to end. Okay, I have something I want to achieve. How am I going to achieve it? Which tutorial do I need to watch? Which tool do I need to use? So if you are going to be the one editing your videos by yourself and shooting your video by yourself, you need to have all these things in mind. That means you also need to learn how to shoot. It might not be the craziest angles and all that stuff, but at least just basic handling of camera. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, so I would have loved to explain this concept, but because of time, we'll just go to the next. Yeah, so I just have like 2 clips I just wanted to just show. Yeah, so yeah. All right. Yeah, so whether you are trying to focus. Whether you are trying to whether you are trying to edit whether you are trying to edit a video that syncs with your music. This was just basic stuff, very, very basic. But no, guys, calm down. It's because it syncs. It's because it syncs with the song and then the transition. That's what makes it make sense, and that's just the power of video editing. Or maybe you want to go ahead next video. Maybe you want to go ahead, guys. Next slide. Yeah, or maybe you want to take it a bit extra. You want to add some more special effects to something like this. Yeah.
Nice.
So you could see how I was able to just merge like 2 Alexis in like one video, and then yeah, you understand? All right, so yeah, that's it. So this is like the power of like video editing. So next slide. So basically, how I'm going to be taking. So yes, week 1, I'm just going to take you through maybe introduction to the workspace, how you cut your videos, music selection, motion graphics. Then week 2, I'm going to teach about speed and slow motion. That's why I've explained the concept of those frames per second, like you saw earlier, 24 FPS, 30 FPS, 60 FPS, and other cool stuff like that. Yeah, then your smooth transitions, like you saw in the video I showed earlier. Then your preset files, and then week 3, we look at motion graphic files, titles and lower thirds, and then color grading. Next slide. So now you are a video editor. How do you constantly stay motivated in this space? Because as a video editor, sometimes you get tired. And then even if you are following a particular pattern, you do it over and over and over again, you get tired. It becomes boring. You just keep seeing the same results. So here are like the tips I have like for video editors. Next slide. Okay, so take a break anytime you're saturated. I know for some people, because of the passion, they can sit on a system for like hours editing. But if you're a newbie and then you get to a point where you are saturated, just take a break. You can walk around, give someone a high five, come back, feel refreshed, and then continue. Then pay attention to the things around you, especially when you're the type of video editor that you shoot your own stuff and then you edit it. So pay attention to things around. There's so much you can shoot about and then edit. And follow the right set of people. Yeah. Because I feel like one of the fastest ways to not just grow, but stay motivated is if you have people who are steady dropping like good content, then you'll be able to get like exactly follow who know road. They'll be able to get like that kind of like motivation. And then join a community or a group of friends that you share the same passion, you know, just to encourage yourselves, you know, just like Man U fans that come together, make noise, even though their team is like whack like right now. So but you get the point. Join a community where you guys can always spoil yourselves and then try to execute other people's concepts. Because as a video editor, sometimes it might not be anything really new. Even in general in life, it might not be anything new. But you just reinvention, renovate. The video I did of Alex, just doing that together. I saw this concept here, saw this concept there, put it together, and it makes sense. And then practice. Makes perfect, or at least close to perfect. Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Okay, so my name is Sipon. I own a fashion brand called Sipon Fashion Republic, and I'll be I've taken on some fashion accessories. So, what are you know? Let me ask them first. Okay. So, what are fashion accessories? If you can give examples of what you know fashion accessories are. Anybody? Sorry. Yeah, that's actually an accessory. Uh, Earrings, nose mask, actually. Um, okay, so we have rings. Yeah, I'm putting on rings. So this is like an accessory. Earrings, necklaces, face caps, wristwatches. So yeah. So we have the examples there, bracelets. Hello. Just when I say next slide, please go to the next. If I don't say it, please don't go. Thank you. Okay, so you guys have already like given the examples. We have scarves, bracelets, anklets, and waist beads. And do you guys know the water bottle is also an accessory? Yes, actually. So what I did today with this water bottle, I kind of matched it with my socks. So it's only if you pay attention that you get to see my socks the same color. Okay, so okay, so fashion accessories are adorning items that complement or supplement an outfit. So you don't just put on like just wear your top and shorts or your dresses alone. You have to accessorize them by putting on a earring or wristband, wristwatches, beads, or whatever you think is cool. You can carry a water bottle, you can carry a bag, you can carry whatever you feel will make your outfit look good. Now, the accessories are not like the major focus of the outfit, but can become the major. For people who love bottles like me, would notice my bottle first. Oh, I love your bottle. That's the first thing they would say, because that's like what they focused on. So it's like a secondary stuff, but it's not the major. It's probably not even a secondary stuff because I don't carry it like 247. But then whoever loves it would notice it. People that love rings would notice my rings first. People that love sneakers will notice the sneakers. People that love socks, colorful socks, will notice my socks. Those that love face caps noticed it first. Oh, I love the color of your face cap and everything. That's what accessories do. They kind of their attention to what they kind of draw their attention to what you wear, even though that's not the focus. But like I said, it can be a focus. I don't know if you guys have seen this Kenyan beads. Now, if you put on a black dresses are very cute and can be like the major focus of the day. But then the accessory itself draws attention to it, like draws people to itself. So people get to see the beads and like, oh, your beads are colorful or whatever. They get to appreciate the bead. So the idea is for people to appreciate what you're putting on. And then you don't get to wear things that confuse people's attention because they're like, I don't know what to appreciate. Because like everything is jamming, all the colors are like fighting with each other, or the patterns are conflicting. Uh, so can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. Now for this training, we'll be focusing on hoops. These are hoops. It's what you guys call they call it gold circle, earrings. They are like different names for hoops, but these are hoops, and we're focusing on hoops fabric earrings. Now these are African hoops earrings. I personally call them hoops for Africa because I got to use like Ankara fabrics to design them. Now the whole idea is to, if you're putting on an Ankara scarf, for example, that is the same with this fabric, you can easily wear your earrings and then it goes well with the scarf. You can put it on and it goes well with your dress. Can go with anything or any color that is on the earrings. And the good thing about making these earrings is that guys can also make it. while I was in school, I studied fashion. While I was in school, we did a lot of fashion accessories assignments, and we made a lot of hoops. Most of the guys who made hoops that were good at it, the ones that were serious, made the best and the neatest. And that's because usually ladies would buy stuff from guys or allow guys make their hair. If they know this guy is good, they'll prefer the guy to make their hair than for a lady to make it. That's usually, if you have a lady that is very good at it and a guy that is good at it, they'll prefer the guy to the lady. That's the same thing with accessories. A lot of people bought from guys because they took their time to make it. They were neat, and then they had an idea of color. Now, they're not going to put it on, but when you know that a guy is making this thing that is supposed to be for a female, like, wow, I would buy and all that. So they made lots of money in school at that time. So people that actually made money, guys that made it, and then ladies that were able to rock it. And that's the difference from somebody who just makes it and doesn't know how to rock it. You need to know how to rock what you're making. That's where people would want to buy. Please, can we go to the next slide? Okay, so the things you need to know before starting. You can make money from fabric hoops earrings. It is cost effective to make and also affordable for the right person. Now, you're making hoops from scrap fabrics. This is almost like part of the SDG goal, sustainable fashion thing. You're either going to collect fabrics from a tailor, so you're actually not buying it, except you're making wholesale for an event. You can collect fabrics from your mom's old scarf, from your sister's fabrics that she has not used before. You just need to cut a strip, and that's one of the things I will show you during the class. And for the hoops earrings, you can recycle the hoops. Your sister's old earring that she's not using again, don't let her throw it away, go and carry it. As long as you can still clip, carry it, and then use it to practice. And you also buy the hoops from the market. It's very cheap. It's very affordable. Let me use that word. And then when you design it, people would not know how much, people would not believe how much you actually bought the earring itself. And then they wouldn't even have an idea that the fabric, you didn't have to buy it. You probably just picked pieces and all. So you can make a unit as a retailer or make in bulk as an wholesaler. The more, the better. So in a day, like people had asked me, how many earrings can you make in a day? When I started, I was very slow because I like my stuff to be neat. I like it to be tight. I don't want a station where they will wear it, water touches it, then it loses because you use glue for it. But as I continued making it, and that's one thing about practicing, you as you continue, you become better, you become faster. I was able to make 100 earrings in a day. And then when I made 200, I had somebody that was assisting me at that time. Now, the good thing about it is that as you're doing it, your siblings are either sitting down watching you or your friends. They're watching you and they're learning. So it's very fast. People learn very fast when they get to watch you do it. And then you now tell them, oh, try, do one. Or they say, oh, I want to do one for you. That way, if you have a target of 200 earrings and probably you're delivering the next day, you can train somebody in one day. And then you guys will finish it in one day and then deliver. So imagine while I was in school, I was using it to make money. I would do the ones that I would sell separately. I'll give to guys, please help me sell and all. Now, it's not a lot of money, but it kept me in the market. I was able to buy materials and make more. I was making them in school. People would see my earrings and they're like, oh, Sifon, I like your earring. Do you have another one? It's always in my bag. I'll bring it out and I'll sell. And with time, I was creating different designs and I was selling. I was making different sizes for people who didn't like the big ones. So you have the very big ones, one they call tire. You have the smaller ones, you have this one, and then you have like different sizes that you can be creative with. And aside the glue and fabric, you can recycle hoops and scraps of fabric from any tailoring shops. And now, Lagos tailors, they are very, very generous. If it's in the north, they might not give you, but Lagos tailors, they just say, you go to the dustbin, check, and you find fabrics and all. And the starting cost is very minimal. There are very low chances of danger during productions. Now, you know, a lot of, we're not using machines, so you can't say, oh, if I step on the machine and it makes zzz, the needle can wound me and all that. You're not sewing, so the needle is not wounding. The only damage you might have would be the scissors. And you have to be very careful when handling scissors, especially if you have children around. So you actually don't have any, I never had a cut, but while I was making earrings. And finally, anyone can learn how to make fabric hoop earrings. The market is more favorable to the opposite gender. Like what I said, it's for guys, you guys definitely make money. You post it online, you post videos of you making it, ladies will always want to buy from you. Ladies will always crush on you because of that. So what's the next item? Okay, so that's basically it, and that's what we'll be focusing on. If you are able to learn how to make the basic design, we'll then get to the advanced side of it. But one thing that you need to know, it would not cost you a lot to start, but in the long run, you would make money from it. And if you are consistent, people will order. I've had orders from outside the country a lot of times because of the earrings. And you don't get to get like 20 orders from, if you're ordering from outside, you get like 100, you get like 200. So if you keep at it, I don't make now because I was doing it while I was in school. I'm done with that. So I'm willing to teach anybody that is willing. Thank you.
No, I don't. All right, thank you, thank you. Why are you beefing? Stop beefing. Okay, guys, so my name is Isaac. Before we start, are you guys tired? Guys have been talking. Chinelo, please feed these people now. What's happening? But are you guys tired? Should we take a break? All right. No, like you guys see me here, but I'll just entertain you guys. All right. So yeah, my name is Isaac. I'm a digital marketer with expertise in social media management, social media marketing, community management, and paid ads. And I was asked to come and encourage you guys. But I'm here to discourage you guys. Yes. I'm here to discourage you guys. I don't want you guys to come to digital marketing. Exactly. You are right. I'm here to discourage you guys. But if you are still interested, listen. If you are still interested. Exactly. But I want to just know, you guys have heard the term digital marketing, right? Okay. So I want you guys to, two people, to tell me what they know or what they think about the term digital marketing. Two people from the crowd, anybody? Yes. Give me the mic. All right. Okay. So yes.
Do I need to stand? From the term digital marketing, what I understand is that it's an online marketing where you can advertise what you sell, produce, and you have to work for someone. Like, I get to understand. You get paid on the interest on what you buy, and it's another side of like side hustle, and you can have your own personal job and have physical marketing at your
Okay. Anybody else? I would like a guy this time. Should I call a guy? Why are you guys scared now? Just tell me now. What's the big deal? Just even if, okay. I don't want to have to talk. No. Daniel, tell me what you think about digital marketing. You told me you want to learn it now. Come. I'm trying to discourage you. Come. Yes, what do you think about digital marketing?
I feel digital marketing is just selling things online. Like you can sell tomato online. You can sell anything at all. As far as it's online, you are selling it. You are marketing digitally.
Please clap for him. Thank you. Okay, so digital marketing basically is marketing that is done digitally. Basically, marketing that is done digitally. So that means that if you're a digital marketer, you are basically a marketer, right? And so you should learn how to do marketing, right? Okay, good. So now what's marketing? Yeah, so someone said buying and selling, right? So when you hear the term marketing, buying and selling comes to your mind, right? Okay, so who do you sell to if you're selling stuff? Me? I don't have money. But you sell to human beings, right? Good. Eh? Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. I should give you money, but I don't have money. So basically, digital marketing is what? Marketing that is done digitally, and marketing is buying and selling to human beings that have money. Good. And then when you are selling to people, do you just, maybe for example now, Mr. Rotimi is selling this phone in his hand. Yeah. Do I just exactly? Thank you. Thank you. But it's still stealing because I can run away. But I can run. Okay, I put inside pocket and I run away. So you have to communicate, right? You can't just go there and just collect someone's stuff. You have to talk to them. So digital marketing basically. See, I don't need this stuff. Who put it here? Yes, thank you. So yes, digital marketing basically is the art. Should I call it art or science? I don't know. It's because it involves both actually. It involves both actually. So it is the art and science of understanding and communicating to people with the goal of selling a product or service. And in case of digital marketing, you are doing it digitally, online, basically. So that is what digital marketing is all about. So you have to understand people, you have to be able to communicate to people to buy what you are selling. And what you are selling can be both physical products or it can be a service. Do you get? So I can be selling, just like Ella sells cakes. Buy our cakes, guys, please. Our cakes are very tasty. This is free ad. She didn't pay me. So I'm still going to collect my money from her, but buy cakes from her. You get? So that is a product, right? Then you can have a service. Yes, for example, he makes videos. You can also patronize him. Do you get? It's a service. Do you get? Stop hating. So, so that is also a service, right? So that can be done online, and you can actually sell a person. You can sell an idea. You can sell a course. Do you get? Just like this particular training that we had, someone had to call you guys and tell you that, hey, we're going to be having a training. You guys should come. That is marketing. Do you understand? Communicating to you is marketing, and everything you do in digital marketing is communicating. Now, the only difference is you are communicating with people that you cannot see physically. Because I can see him to me now, I can whine him, bro, your shoes are really nice, you know. Yeah, by the time I start with him, I'll collect like 5K from him, just easily. Do you get? I'll collect 5K from him, but you cannot do that online because the guy is probably in Yaba, you know, thinking about what's going to eat next. And how are you going to convince someone like that? So that's what digital marketing basically teaches you. And it involves a lot of stuff. It's very wide. As a digital marketer, you won't be able to do everything. Well, you might be able to do everything, but to some extent, you have some areas where you are like, you have that particular expertise at. Do you get where you are very, very good at? So digital marketing, we have social media marketing, we have email marketing, we have copywriting, we have creative writing, we have graphics design. It's still basically part of digital marketing because we are going to do designs and all, even videos. Do you get? Still a part of marketing because at the end of the day, the aim of marketing is to communicate to someone, is to see I am fair. Tell me, why are you burning your face? Yeah, come, let me get you something that can make you calm down. Do you get? No, I'm joking actually. Do you get? That's the aim of that's the aim of marketing. And as a digital marketer, you spend a lot of your time on your system, trying to do market research because you are trying to understand the particular audience that is abroad. Of course, you cannot meet them in person. So you have to find ways to look at where they are as a community abroad. I say abroad online. What am I saying abroad? I want to go abroad. This is a sign, yes. Yeah, so you want to find where they are online. Who are they? What do they do? Do you get that? That's the basics of marketing, basically. Understanding and finding out who your target market is. Who the people that are going to buy from you, who are they? Do they have, just like you said, people that have money? Because you don't want to, I can't see a student that is basically collecting 5K, 10K from his parents or her parents, and I want to sell land to them. It doesn't make sense because they cannot buy land. In fact, even me as I am, I cannot buy land. Do you get? You should, you should be targeting people that really have money. Do you get? So you have to understand your audience because if you don't understand your audience, I'll come with land and come and start telling Tolu has the money to, but I'll just come and start telling her, come and buy land. And she will look at me like, this guy is crazy. Or does this, you get? I'll tell Philip, just come and buy land. Doesn't make sense. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if I tell Philip, just come and buy cake, I know he can buy it. Do you understand? The cake is 1.5 now. You guys buy a parfait. It's actually 1.5. It's very. Yes, no, it's not parfait you guys want to buy. It's not cake. It's not cake. Exactly. So the point is you want to sell to people that you know can afford it, right? So whatever you're doing online basically is understanding your audience, finding out what they want, what they like, do you get, and then communicating to them so that they can buy. Obviously, some people will still we need some level of convincing because at the end of the day, everything in marketing is trust. No like trust. They have to know you, they have to like you, and they have to trust you. Do you get? I trust Ella's cakes because I know she won't put poison in it. Do you get? Yeah. But then that's true. She hates me. That's true. That's true. But then I just say trust is very, very important in marketing. And to build someone's trust, you have to communicate with them. Do you get? I cannot just sit this guy and say you must buy from me. It's not possible. But if I hug him, tell him that how far, and I start talking to him, and then probably 2-3 days, I always go to visit him with food. He'll be like, this guy's a nice guy. By the time I give him one offer, I'll collect all his money, and he won't notice. Do you get? So that is exactly what you are doing online when we talk about digital marketing. So whatever you're going to be doing on your system, because most of you are going to work on your system, except if you want to do traditional marketing, you can work under the sun. See all those guys that wear suits and you're selling English books to you guys. Those are traditional marketers. If you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not teaching you that because I don't do that. But when it comes to digital marketing, you are doing everything online. Do you get me? And I'm going to spend a lot of time on your system. If you are lucky, you are working in a very nice environment. You might have a team that you guys might gist once in a while. We're going to spend a lot of time in front of your system. You're going to be bored. You're going to be tired. Do you get? To be very, very, you'll be tired, seriously. Looking at for it's very boring now. Don't you want to go out and have fun? Money. There's no money this time. There's no money. Oh, don't let anybody lie to you. There's no money. But then the good thing about digital marketing is when you learn digital marketing, you have a skill that you can use to sell. You have a skill that you can use to sell anything. In as much as you understand your audience, you know what they want, and you are sure that they can afford your product, you have a skill that can help you sell anything. Do you get? And just like every other job, it can be lucrative and you might be broke. It's part of life. Do you get? So basically that's everything about digital marketing. I hope I've been able to discourage you guys. I do not want you guys, I don't want you guys to don't contact me, don't come to me. But if you feel like you want to stay in front of a system and you want to be bored, I'll be there to help you guys. Do you understand? So thank you guys for having me. I appreciate.
Yes. Hi. Hello. Okay. First of all, I want to apologize. I have a lot of things to say in my head, but I couldn't put it in a slide. And if I had done that, it would have been much more engaging. But please bear with me. This will be the only class you would have without a slide. But irrespective, it will be very engaging. So the idea was, so my goal today, as I was told, was to make everybody, I don't need to convince you. Let me learn. Calm down. So my goal today is make everybody excited about data and data analysis. I don't want to say I hope I fail, but in all honesty, not everybody will be excited because it is not something that everybody can do. I don't want to discourage you, but I'm just trying to be frank here. Unlike digital marketing, where he said you will be bored, this one you will cry. and I'm not even joking. So just to start, let me not start with the bad side, but just to start, what is written here is data analysis. Just to ask, like everybody has done, what do you understand? What they understand by data analysis? The person that can say what is on my mind gets a gift. You can try. What is data analysis? Have you heard of the word before? So your hand were up. Do you mind? I think you have to come forward so we can use the mic.
So I think data analysis is basically all about gathering data, that's information that has not been processed, and bringing out results from it. My idea or my example would be like, you know, half time somebody or the time you spend watching a YouTube video will determine the kind of videos that brought to you on your timeline, stuff like that. Thank you.
I should probably just leave here and then you come and take the class because apparently you know your stuff. So another, she did not say what's on my mind, but because you guys have protested, I'll give you a gift later on. So if I can, I know that food is being passed around and it might get really distracted, but please just stay with me. So has anyone also heard of the term data science? So most of the time, the entire industry, as I would choose to interpret it, I just tell them that I'm a data guy. So when somebody asks me, what do you do for a living? I tell them I'm a data guy. So the entire idea about data analysis, if you split the word and you do definition by clarification, like everybody has said, the entire idea is about data. And data is being gathered every single minute. So you are probably eating now. Somebody has probably said, how many donuts would go round? And somebody has probably counted the amount of Coca-Cola that we should buy so that everyone here can have a great time. If you also notice during the service, there are some set of people that just come around and they do like, they are looking for somebody and they are like shaking their head and then they are like scribbling something down into a piece of paper. Those people are, okay, I don't know if I was supposed to say this, but let me just tell you, those people are actually taking stats of how many people are in church, how many visitors came to church. That is the manual way of doing things. The scary part is with your phone. I was in church today, and then immediately I came in, my phone sent me a notification. Hello, you spent, how many hours did this say it again? You spent, was it 4 hours on your phone yesterday? 4 hours, and I was screaming that I don't have time, I don't have time, I don't have time, and I spent 4 hours on my phone. So that is the interesting thing about data. Once you get data, you can do literally anything. How would you feel if I were to tell you tomorrow is going to rain by 2 p.m. tomorrow, and then the rain is going to stop by 2:17 p.m. And then when you go home, you would also eat vegetable soup that your mother prepared. And I tell you all these things, and then they happen exactly the same way. So in my office, let me tell you something that is really interesting. Let me make sure I'm not going outside my notes here. In my office, my department is called the Business Intelligence Department. So there are different terms that they can use for data. Data is the broader perspective, but when you start zeroing in, you see people that they just call data scientists. You see people that they call data engineers. You see people that they call data analysts. They have similar roles, but it's different. So let me paint a simple scenario. Let's take, for example, this is a company that sells, let me use Ella. Ella is here, beautiful. Let me do like an analysis of Ella's business. So Ella sells cake. Ella sells cake, parfait, and pastries and all. I don't know, do you sell donuts and fish roll? Okay, you don't sell donuts and fish roll. So Ella sells all this. Ideally, if Ella were to be, I know that Ella is smart. So ideally, a smart Ella will want to know how many fish roll will she sell tomorrow. If you know the amount of fish roll she can sell tomorrow, he helps her prepare when she goes to the market, so she doesn't make more parfait than she should, or maybe there will not be wastage. Ella will most likely have a list of her customers. Ella will know, oh, Onyema buys pastries parfait only on Mondays. There's no need to make parfait for Onyema on Tuesday, because if I make for him on Tuesday, I have to start looking, going to people's DM, oh, buy parfait, I beg, buy parfait, may no waste. Like the way some people do with, not even on Twitter, the way some people do with that bread that they bring on Sundays, but let's leave that one aside. But the idea is, if Ella should know what she would need, it will help her prepare better. In my office, the Business Intelligence Department, we are literally not maybe overly smart people, but I'm just like, if we do an IQ test, maybe a majority of people here will be most likely smarter than me, and I'm not even joking. But because of what we do and how we do it, we are seen as we're taken highly. So, for example, go and ask Onyema. So the interesting thing, go and ask Onyema how many kegs of groundnut oil we sold last week, so that he can tell us how many we will sell next week. So you can know how many you will stop. And you see people just coming into my DM, Onyema, beg, help me. The simple thing I do is data. Like, it's so basic, but to a layman, it looks like I've done a whole lot of magic. And then the skill of data analysis. Somebody said something online that if you understand how to play with data, you will never be hungry. The interesting thing is, if you walk through this Yaba Road, the number of companies that start up, you see fintech, we help businesses save their money. They say there's Kuda, the amount of digital banks, like I have all the accounts, but like I literally use maybe just one. But these people generate data a lot. And then the interesting thing about third world country is, for most of us, the way we arrange our data, the way we take down our data is in a very inconvenient state. For example, just to ask, if I were to ask, and I hope nobody takes this as shading, if I were to ask how we generate the daily statistics of people that come to church, it's probably going to be in a piece of paper that somebody scribbled down and somebody maybe just types it down in a WhatsApp chat. But if you were to perform an analysis on how are we doing with regards to our membership, it's going to take a very patient data analysts to start entering this information one by one on an Excel sheet. And imagine a company that does maybe a revenue of maybe like 100 million, and then they are doing things the cool way. If you have the ability to digitize their data, they will work. The head of my department, I don't know if I should be saying this here, but the head of my department recently resigned from our company. And then when I asked him, why did you resign? He was like, the company is not offering me anything. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? He said, oh, I got a role at PwC UK. I said, how did you get this role? So he had four, and he's one of my mentors now. He had four knowledge of what will be expected from people at so time. And then he said he just did the interview. The interview was really basic, and then he got in. So the future of playing with data. I know I might be talking on a high level here, but please just stay with me. The basic thing is to have a computer. And not that you are doing like the basic thing that everybody thinks you do with a computer. I know all of you can understand. But the idea is, let me go through my notes so I don't skip some important things that I have to say. So if you were to ask what type of skills does a data analyst need? Now, stay with me, guys. I can hear some more. I know I don't have slides and I'm a little bit boring, but stay with me. I'm usually more interesting than this, trust me. So if you were to ask some basic skill that a data analyst will need. So with regards to the role, I know people that literally know nothing. I know people that studied fine arts. And then, no, when I say know nothing, guys, when I say know nothing, like they are not tech inclined. So if you tell somebody, why are you proud? Do you know how to use Excel? I'm sorry. I didn't come here to fight. I'm sorry. So, guys, no violence. So the point I'm trying to make is, for someone that is not tech inclined, like, for example, my good friend here, Ayofe, he was just right in front of me. To use basic things like maybe open an Excel sheet, create a pie chart, or calculate the average of all these prices, it might be difficult for those people. But the interesting thing is, everybody, stay with me, guys. Everybody can learn the skill. All the soft skill that is required is what is very much important than the hard skill. So when you see somebody that come, I'm a data scientist, I know Excel, I can code Python, I know this, I know Visual Basic, I know Tableau, I know all this. The basic skills are the soft skills. The soft skills of problem solving. So if you do not have an analytic mindset, hello Tolu, you're with me, right? You're with me. Yeah. So if you don't have an analytic mindset, it's going to be very difficult for you. Because if you do not know, okay, for example, I go to the market and my price list says crayfish, palm oil, and all this other food stuff, 100, maybe the price list, not 100, this economy is hard. Let's say 2,500. And then I took 3,000 to the market, and then I came back from the market and I don't have any change. Someone with an analytic mindset would sit down and understand, where did the money go? Did I give that woman money and she did not give me change? Or which price went? So that is the type of analytic. So if you have that type of skill or those type of things that interest you, you are most likely going to be very successful in data analysis. So, and when the interesting thing about me, I don't know for any other person, when I finally get to understand, oh, it was when I saw that puff and now bought it. So it was not on my list before. That's why I spent 3,000. It gives me this sense of satisfaction that, oh, I've been able to solve something that was mischievous, rather, that's the word. Or I was able to decode something that was complex. And probably that's what led me to study mathematics and statistics in the university. But that's another story for another day. Another soft skill that is very, very important is communication. So as a data analyst, most of the time, you are not the ones that get the data. So, for example, the person that takes the stats is most likely not the person that is going to tell how are we doing, or when you maybe make a bank transaction, those are electronic data that are being generated. You are the one generating the data, but you're not the one that's going to do the analysis. Somebody that maybe Access Bank employee that's going to do the analysis. So if you do not know how to work with people, for me now, for example, in my department, I work with the sales team, I work with the finance team, I work with the supply team. If you don't know how to talk to people, hey bro, how are you doing this morning? I was expecting that your report last week, but I didn't get it. Hope I will get it today. If you just go, okay, where's my report? What did they do? I'm sorry for you. You would be, they will first of all give you wrong data, and when you are done with what you are doing, it will be so useless. You will just be helpless. So communications, problem solving, number one. Communication is another very good skill. The third skill that I use personally in my course of work is teamwork. So it is very, very difficult for one person to analyze a lot. See, the things that you would have to learn is a lot. And then just like is similar in other fields, your strength might be in one other area than the other. So it's just logical that you have a team you work with, and then a team that complements every other person's strength and every other person's weakness. So on my team, for me, paying attention to detail is one very stressful thing. I don't know if it's because of my eyes or because of my glasses are not working, but most of the time, I don't like reading. I don't have the patience to read in detail a lot of things. I'm a patient person with regards data analysis, not with regards a lot of life other struggles. But I need somebody that's a lot more patient, like Daniel. Daniel is on my team. Daniel will read the line of an email word by word. You did not put comma here. Daniel, get out of here. Comma doesn't mean anything. This is English was speaking. Don't do this. But it actually does. So teamwork is very, very important. Lastly, in the course of this training, to be very honest with you, there's literally nothing I can come to teach you here that you cannot learn online, and even better online. There are 1 million free courses and 1 million scholarships that you can get online. What I can only give you is direction and mentorship for whoever is interested. Something that you cannot overemphasize is mentorship. There are a lot of things to learn. When you go online sometimes, if you see this person will say one thing, this person will say another thing. But if you don't have somebody that have done it or is doing it and then can guide you towards getting it right, you're just going to be chasing all around. And you cannot learn everything, to be all honest. You can't learn everything. When we go in detail, I can tell you things like about skills like SQL, Tableau, Python programming, Excel. Excel is literally the bread and butter of data analysis. If you don't know Excel, then like Excel is, because Excel is very simple. You can even have Excel on your phone. It's not simple. I know. I understand where you're coming from when you say it's not simple, and I agree with you. So my time is up. But lastly, things that I can. So when we're ready, I can tell you about some of the courses that I feel is very easy for you. There are courses online, Google Data Analysis. There's a community in Yaba here that proved to be very, very important. Please stay with me. I'm sorry I'm boring again, once again. I'm very sorry. But there's a community in Yaba here. They have a very, very beautiful building, and then anybody can just walk in there, and then they give you free internet. You just go with your computer. It's called Data Science Nigeria. I think it's in an DSN, in a lower way. Like most of the things I know now is because I was part of that community. One thing about this, even tech in general, it's going to be very difficult doing it alone. Like there was a time I was coding, I'm sure you can relate. There was a time that I was coding on Python, and then the only mistake I made was a tab. So in my whole Python script, just because I pressed space 2 times. That was the only problem, and I could not figure out why my code was not running. You will have headache, you will cry, but if you have somebody that can, a second eye that sometimes when you're looking at all these things, you will probably have bad eyes. I'm not even trying to scare you now, but the work is a lot. But the gain, my colleague now that is in the UK, I used to beg him to do giveaway. When he does giveaway, They almost reach my salary for a week, honestly. When it does give away, everywhere they soft. So the reward is a lot more, and the opportunity is really big. You can work remotely. That is one of the most interesting thing about my job. Most of the times I can choose not to go to work every week, but because I'm working with other teams, it's best for you to just go and see them eye in eye. Because if you're telling somebody, "Oh God, I beg, send me reports," it will not answer you until I go and meet you. So that's probably why I go. But a lot of other jobs, you can work remotely. Very importantly, you can japa. There are a lot of people that have left this country, even among us, that just because they know how to code simple things like Python. And if you are not interested in all these things I've said, I wonder what will interest you. If a good life is and a secure job and money does not interest you, I pray the kingdom of God will interest you more. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm tall. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Katie Perry of Lagos. So I'm just going to be doing a demo on how to style your hair. So if you have sisters, if you have girlfriends, if you have aunties, encourage them to learn how to make their hair themselves. Guys, please, decorum. Thank you. So as most of you know, I sometimes make my hair myself. It's only when I have to braid my hair or do Ghana weaving, but for other things, I do them myself. So I'm just going to be showing you how to do your hair in just 10 minutes. Just style your hair in 10 minutes. So for this training, we'll be actually looking at hair textures, your kind of hair texture, what to use on your hair. Some of you use rice water, and sometimes rice water is not good for your hair because it breaks your hair and it smells. Rice water, your rice that you eat, the water. We're going to be learning about revamping your wigs. Thank you. We're going to be learning about revamping your wigs, maybe your dead wigs, your dry wigs, bringing them back to life, and then styling yourself for a dinner or any other thing. So, like Oyema says, stay with me, guys. I'm not going to take much of your time. So Chinelo has like an event by say 1:30, and she needs to do her hair. So I'll be using Chinelo. Chinelo, please come forward. My phone now. Can you take off your glasses? Okay, I'm just making sure that she can see without her glasses. So first of all, before you start making your hair or before you start making hair for people, you need to make sure that you're passionate about it. You need to make sure that you're passionate about hairs. I mean, if you are not, you can just do something and then you won't get compliments for your hair. Some people like compliments, like Tolu and myself. Me too. So it's not all kind of hairs or hair that you use, that you use gel on. For natural hair, no, it's not high, it's okay. What? Can you remove one chair? Remove one chair. No, it's okay. Yeah, so I'm combing her hair. Her hair is relaxed. She doesn't have a virgin hair. For virgin hair, there are when I mean virgin hair, she has put relaxer on her hair, so it's no longer virgin. So you can call it natural hair. You can call it the virgin hair, something like that. So I'm combing her hair now, and I'm going to be using this kind of gel because it stays long on artificial hair or the virgin hair. So for your natural hair, you can use Echo Styler. Please hold this for me. Thank you. Yes, I do have a slide. Yeah, master.
Is there a slide? She has a slide actually. Kide, slide please. Do some slide. Yeah? She said she wants to tie the hair.
So I'm passing the hair. I want to give her a side pattern. It's a packing gel, so it's just a side pattern. We have different kinds of pattern. We have center pattern, we have side pattern. You can basically do any kind of pattern on your hair, depending on what you feel is okay for your kind of face. Now the hair type, guys, please, thank you. So your hair type, your face determines the kind of hair that you make. For some people that have, I think our face is round. Yeah, it's round. Let me know when it's right, okay? So I'm tying the hair already. Please make sure that when you are tying your hair, don't make it too tight. You don't want to have a headache. I mean, let me know when it's tight to a beg. You need to tie the hair so that the weave on can stay on it and it will be strong. For some people that have strong texture of hair, when they apply gel on your hair, the gel will make it bounce. So you need to tie it twice. But because her hair, she has put relaxer on her hair is relaxed, we're just going to be tying it once instead of tying it twice. When I mean tying twice, usually they open your hair and tie the center, then pack it again and tie outside. That's usually painful, and that's for those that have virgin hair. It's tight. All right. I'm going to be applying the gel. This is a black gel. There's white gel. We have white gel. They do the same thing. It's just the color that is different. Yes. After applying gel to our hair, you need to apply a lot of gel so that it can stick together. I mean, you can literally do this for yourself and be happy instead of spending 2,500 or worst case 3,000. This is just 200 naira. After applying the gel, you're going to comb it out so that I mean it's just perfect. It looks like our hair is molded. Sign up for the class. Guys, still is getting a free hair. I mean, it's actually 5,000. After combing it, you need to make sure that the edges are clean, or rather, is neat. Sign up. My hand dryer. Hand dryer, hair dryer. The reason why it is hand because you can hold it. Just taking it around. So I'm weaving the tip of the hair so that the weave one would be able to stay on it. This is the weave one I'm going to be attaching to her hair. So I'm trying to comb it out. It's not going straight. Can you hold it? So because this hair is not full, I want to make a round knot, like you call donuts. So I'll be using these two.
A round nose like donuts.
See what?
I'll take it back. Still, let me know. I will
Please don't burn her. Don't burn her. I'm burn her. Yes, that's it.
Shut up. I can't go to the edges now. You make you ready right now, right?
So this is my hair mousse. So I'm going to be using it to make hair mousse. Mousse. MOUSSE.
How much?
It's 2,000 naira. So this is what it looks like.
Like, look like ice cream.
So guys, this is actually oil. It's oil. It's unisex. You can use it for your Jericho, your dread.
Your dread?
To make your hair, it makes your hair shine.
Can I buy this one?
No, so that. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I want to attach it to her hair. You need a rubber band. I'll be sewing it, but I need to attach it first so that I can clean. So I'll use a rubber band to hold it down.
Keep baby down the back.
So guys, needle and thread. Just use the blade to cut the thread. That's why you have like. So after using the needle and thread, you need to tie up loose ends so that it's not the thread will not loose and then everything will not scatter. Your effort will not be in vain. So, voila, guys, we are done. So, guys, this is just a tip of the iceberg. Like I said, I do this for myself, and I fix the one on my head for myself. So if you want to learn how to do it yourself, sign up for the class.
Oh, yes, that's good. Yeah. Wait, I think that's mine. Thanks. Hi, afternoon, guys. I'm here to talk about cryptocurrency. Um, I guess before I start, how many of you know what a cryptocurrency is? Show of hands. Okay. How many of you have heard about buying the dip? Yes, as a trend on Twitter. Okay. How many of you would like to learn about crypto so you can make money? You know, end of the year, you buy a car and write Binance on the nameplate. Okay, how about this? How many of you would like to learn about crypto so that you could maybe learn how to develop blockchains or learn how to write? Okay, so mostly we want to learn about crypto because we want the money. Okay, awesome. So I like that. Those are the people I'm here to talk to. If you want to learn about crypto to design blockchains, you can go to YouTube. I don't know what to tell you. So a few facts about cryptocurrency to get you guys excited. When it comes to NFTs, some of you might have heard about NFTs. You sell an NFT and you make a lot of money. Actually, if you look at blockchain data, especially for the Ethereum blockchain, only 10% of everyone in NFTs actually make money. 90% of people in NFTs lose money. When it comes to trading, statistically, 70 to 80% of all retail traders do not make money. Only about 20 to 30% of retail traders make money. Yes. When it comes to day trading, only 3% of day traders are profitable. Of that 3%, only 1% make above minimum wage. Cryptocurrency trading is a PvP event. For those of you who are gamers, if you come across PvP games, it means player versus player. It means for one player to win, another player has to lose. So if you are trading cryptocurrency, for you to make $1, another person has to lose $1. So you have to take that dollar from someone else, someone who is generally less smarter than you. But the thing is, the people who you are up against in cryptocurrency is not you and me. You are going against experienced people. You are going against institutions who use sophisticated algorithms and bots that can make 1,000 trades in the time it takes you to blink. That is who you are up against. And then you might be thinking, okay, why is he telling me all this? Isn't he supposed to get me excited? I don't want you to be excited, because excited people lose money. And if you go into the crypto market excited, you will lose your money. The goal of anyone wanting to teach you about cryptocurrency, first of all, is to teach you to not lose money before even thinking about making money. So it's a bit about me before I start. Onose Associate Naholo. I work as an investment analyst at an asset management and investment banking firm. And if you want to understand cryptocurrency, unfortunately, cryptocurrency is a big boys game. And when I say big boys, I don't mean you need to have a lot of money to start. I mean, you need to do a lot of things to keep up. When you might talk about data analysis, you need to know data analysis because you need to analyze data. That's how I know that most people don't make money from crypto, because I actually went into blockchain data to look at the data about NFTs. That's how I know it's not as profitable as most people think it is. And then when you also need to know macroeconomics, right? You need to know financial history. You need to know technological history to understand cryptocurrency. Because what is cryptocurrency? Is it currency? If it's currency, it is very inefficient as a currency. If it's an asset class, then what type of asset class is it? Because no, cryptocurrencies are not like other asset classes that exist. So you cannot use existing economic models to actually model cryptocurrency. For example, let's take real world scenario. How many of you are aware that right now the market is crashing? Do you know why? If anybody can tell me why, I'll give you a Solana. Who knows why? A Solana, it's a cryptocurrency. It's worth about $70 right now. If you can tell me why the market is crashing, I will give you a Solana. Abioye. No. Why is crypto crashing?
Yes.
No. Why is crypto crashing?
Yes.
No. Why is crypto crashing? But I'm not going to give you. I'm not going to give him because he read it on my status last night. That's what I'm not going to give you. Okay, but yeah, I'm going to send it to you. Now, if you look at the markets, a lot of people complain. Yes, I'm explaining the answer now. A lot of people complain because, oh, you can't hear me. Oh, apologies. How about now? How about now? Okay. All right. A lot of people complain that they don't know what's going on in the markets. Today the market is up, tomorrow the market is down. And it's mostly the people that complain about that are the people who don't really know what's going on. And which is about, from what I've seen, like 90% of people in crypto. In crypto, there are two sets of people. There are insiders and there are outsiders. Basically, almost everyone is an outsider. You don't really know all the insiders. Even Elon Musk isn't an insider. People who are the insiders are people who you might hear about. They just came to OpenSea and bought like $200 million worth of board apes. Nobody knows who they are. Those are the real insiders. And those are the people you are actually up against when you are trading. Now, you can't really go up against them because they have sophisticated software. You make a trade and they see your trade. They see your entry points, they see your stop loss, they see your take profits. They have the liquidity to push market down to hit your stop loss so that you lose money and then take the market back up again. So competing with them on those terms makes no sense. That's why I'm not going to teach anybody how to trade. Because for you to trade, it takes a lot. And within the period of this scale acquisition, I can't teach you how to trade. What I'm going to teach you instead is how to spot overarching narratives, overarching macroeconomic narratives, and even crypto-specific narratives. And if it seems complicated, it really isn't. Let me give you an example of how a macroeconomic an overarching narrative is actually affecting crypto right now. Ikena said crypto is crashing because the FOMC raised interest rates. Exactly. FOMC is, does anybody know who Emefiele is here? You know who Emefiele is? Hands up if you know who Emefiele is. Okay. Hands up if you know who J. Cole is. Priorities. You need to know certain key people if you want to make it in crypto. Emefiele is the governor of the CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria. How many of us here need money to do things every day? If you need money and you use money, then you need to know who Emefiele is because the decisions Emefiele makes affect the money that you have. Now, there's a guy named Jeremy Powell. Jeremy Powell is the Emefiele of the United States. He's the governor of the Federal Reserve, which is the United States Central Bank. Basically, they determine interest rates, monetary supply, and what happens to the US dollar. And seeing as how important the US dollar is to global finance, you need to actually pay attention. Now, the crash that is happening right now in crypto started in 2020. It didn't just start now. In 2020, COVID happened, right? And economies had to shut down. And because of that, businesses stopped running and then people didn't have money. So what the government did, the government went to the central bank and then they printed $3 trillion and gave out stimulus packages to the American public. And the problem with that is, imagine if you give everyone in Nigeria 1 million naira. You would think things would get better, but things won't get better, things will get worse because now everybody has 1 million naira. So the price of things go up because everybody has a lot of money to purchase the same amount of goods. So there is not a lot of goods to go around. And basically that's what happened in the US. But then people didn't know that because people hadn't started selling things. They were still at home. The economies hadn't opened yet. And then the economy started opening end of 2020, beginning of 2021. And then a lot of people had money chasing the same amount of goods. And so the prices of things shot up. And that's called inflation. And because there was high inflation is actually not a good thing. Now, the government at first, they were like, inflation is transient, it will pass. But then those of us who knew what was going on knew that it wasn't going to pass. And then at the end of, middle to end of 2021, they were like, okay, inflation isn't going to pass. So now we need to raise interest rates. The thing about interest rates is this: money, or what we call money, is made from debt. How many of us know what debt is? When you're in debt. Yeah, debt. So basically when you owe money and you think, okay, how is money made from debt? Now imagine this. Most of us, our parents go to work, earn salaries, bring the salaries home, use it to pay our school fees, use it to pay for things, give it to us, we take the money, use it to watch Dr. Strange, take our baby out, things like that. And then the money basically circulates the economy, right? Now, a lot of these companies, to get the monies that they need to operate, they go to banks and they borrow that money. And when they borrow that money, in the course of operating, they pay your parents' salaries. Those are operational costs. And then your parents come home and the money flows through the economy. So there's money in the economy, but if it wasn't for that loan, that debt, there wouldn't be any money. So most monies in the world right now is created from debt. So let's say of all the dollars circulating in the world, about 3 to 7% is actual money. 97% is IOUs, it's debt. That's why the world keeps on hearing debts in the world keeps on increasing. Now, how does that really affect crypto? Now, okay, inflation is really going up, and then the government is increasing interest rates so that it becomes harder to borrow. So companies don't want to borrow anymore, and if it becomes harder to borrow, then their cost of their operational cost becomes higher. It means they can't pay higher salaries. Now, with all the monies that the government gave the United States citizens, a lot of them bought stocks. And that's why the stock markets were really high last year, right? And now they're saying, okay, we are going to contract the supply of money. So you won't have as much money anymore. Now, you don't have as much money anymore. Prices of things are inflated. You need money to buy things. You have money in the stock market somewhere. You have two options. You either pull your money from the stock market to use to, buy things. When you do that, the prices of stocks go down because people are removing money. Or you leave your money in the stock market and you don't buy certain products. So imagine every month you buy Capri-Sun for your child, and a carton of Capri-Sun is like 20,000. But then because of inflation, it goes to 40,000. So you don't buy Capri-Sun anymore. And a lot of people don't buy Capri-Sun. So the Capri-Sun company is not selling Capri-Suns, and that affects their profit margin, right? Yeah. So they don't buy Capri-Suns, and that affects their profit margins. Now, people don't want to invest in the Capri-Sun company because they're not making as much money as before. And again, they still end up selling the stocks of the Capri-Sun market. So now with the government raising interest rates, there's going to be a contraction in the supply of money. Investors know this. And they're saying, okay, so all these risky assets like stocks and cryptos will go down because they are risky assets, and people in the economy who need money will begin to pull their monies from them. So they go and they pull their monies from stocks and cryptos. And that's why the market is going down. Notice how you didn't need to look at charts. You didn't need complicated trading techniques to do this. And this is what I will teach you guys: how to look at macroeconomic narratives and even narratives in the crypto space, so you know what's going to happen before it happens and you can position yourself. That's basically my course about crypto. So if you want to learn that, sign up for the course.
Okay. Thank you so much, the facilitators. Thank you, Ikena. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Isaac, Sifon. Thank you, Onose, Tolu, and also Oyeman. That was wonderful, right? Say, please, can we clap for them again for what they did? Because that was flat awesome. Okay, so I just want to give you some updates of what is really going to happen in the next couple of weeks. And I think that's where we need to pay more attention. And if you listen to the attitude class, she's talking about the point that it's not just about the skill you want to learn, but if you don't have a good attitude towards it, you might not really get it right. So this is a time for you to make decisions. I know you've listened to all of them and you are like, can you just learn all? where I think you should focus. I think you should just choose at least one that you know you can focus on and you can learn a lot and build your career on it. So let me just say this now about how the program will be like for the next 2 weeks. And it's also good because they are willing to create a WhatsApp group so that they can also do a kind of hand-holding session also on the WhatsApp group. So this coming Sunday on the May 15th, 2022, I have it here. So we're going to have 3 classes, if I may put it that way. We are going to have data analysis, we are going to have video editing, and we're also going to have hairstyling this coming Sunday after service. So they're going to spend like 1 hour, 45 minutes with you, but you only have to be in one class. Yes. So that's why I'm telling you, you have to just focus on one course that you want to learn, one skill you want to develop, you know. And there's going to be a WhatsApp group like what I said, and further information is going to be given on that. See this as a training and mentorship session. Just like what somebody said also, Oyema, that he just wants to mentor, and that's true. Because they can train you, but if they don't mentor you, you might not really learn it. And that's where the knowledge comes in A.S.K initiative. So on the 22nd of May, which happened to be the other Sunday, we are also going to have another session, and that's when we're going to have digital marketing, we'll have cryptocurrency, and we are going to also have fashion accessories. So for those of you that are interested in those classes, just make yourself available that day also. But on the WhatsApp group, as I said, they're going to give you more information. There's a form being passed across now. Please kindly fill the skill you want to learn on the form. Before you leave, make sure you fill it. It's very important because we need your WhatsApp number also in order to create the WhatsApp group for you, whichever skill you've chosen. Sorry, is it okay? Whichever skill that you've chosen to do. And let me say this also, please, I need to plead for this because if the WhatsApp group is to be created, the facilitators are willing to train you, but we need you to also be more serious and committed to this. Because if they are giving you assignment, task for you to do, and you are not showing any positive attitude towards it, it can discourage them. And these guys are supposed to be paid, I don't know, maybe more than 100,000 for what they are doing. For what they are doing. And we are not paying them any kobo. They are not collecting anything from us. Yeah. So I think you need to appreciate their effort by also being committed to the training. They are willing to also take you guys on. And again, this is, as you said, the A.S.K initiative. Don't forget, the A stands for what? Attitude. The S stands for what? The K stands for what? And I believe you're also going to be committed to this. Thank you so much, everyone. Please make sure you fill the forms. Have you all taken drinks? Hello, sisters. Ladies, have you taken drinks? The guys will sort themselves out. I'm just kidding anyway. Yeah. So I think they are doing that already. So this Q&A, if you have any question, please, you can use this time to just ask a question. And if you are willing to ask any question, please just raise up your hand. Then you can come here to ask a question. Direct it to any of the facilitators. The Digital Marketing is there to answer your question and other facilitators. So do we have anybody that has questions? Bolu, you said question or what? Oh, okay. Anybody? Do you have any question that you want to ask? Yeah, please, you can come forward. Thank you so much. Okay, then Johnny straight afterward. So I'm just going to take 3 questions. So you mentioned the name of the facilitator or the skill. Okay, just ask a question.
Can cryptocurrency be counterfeited?
Okay. Can cryptocurrency be counterfeited?
When you say counterfeited, what do you mean?
Can you make another copy of this or like still? Can cryptocurrency be counterfeited?
All right, so like, can you just explain what you mean by counterfeited?
Like money now, you can make, you can make fake monies.
Like cryptocurrencies, digital money. Can they make digital money the fake one?
Well, there's a difference between counterfeited and copied. Can cryptocurrencies be copied? Yes. Cryptocurrency is open source, so it means I can literally go online and see the entire code base for literally almost any blockchain I want. I can copy that, paste that, and make my own currency that is very similar. But it can't be counterfeited because, like I said, it's immutable. So a blockchain is basically like a database. Think about like a spreadsheet, but it's a spreadsheet that nobody can change once data has been put on it. If I wanted to counterfeit a cryptocurrency, when you think about cryptocurrencies, I'm sure you're thinking about coins, but it's not. It's basically just what we call it sometimes is unspent transaction outputs. Basically, it's not coins or monies in any way. It's kind of a method of accounting, actually, where you say you have sent this amount of data, and so you have this amount of data left, and the amount of data left is what you call your cryptocurrency. You can't counterfeit that transaction. So you can't actually counterfeit those cryptocurrencies.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Okay, please, because of time, we are supposed to end this by 1. I'm so sorry, John. Yeah, I might not take a question for now. So please, let's make sure that we fill all the forms. Fill your form, fill it, the one you are interested in. Then I'm going to call on my brother, Shayo Emiloju, who is going to also give a kind of closing remark then.
So, Kide, do you have my slides? Let's be turning our Bible to the book of. Okay. Okay. You guys have been a beautiful audience. You guys have maintained high level of serenity. Can you give him a wow, 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 wow. And I want to use this opportunity to thank all our facilitators that have taken time out. Last week I was here and I taught you guys about Rabbi, right? Our Rabbi were calling, follow me, follow me. They say, follow Uno Road. I kid you not, I've attended subsections, among all of these guys. If you follow Uno Road, you definitely get to that destination, right? Guys, I kid you not, you have this great opportunity and privilege to learn from highly skilled people amongst us. So I want you guys to take it as a great opportunity, even as you learn under them. Like my brother said earlier on, this class is going to be continued next week, right? Please make yourself available so that you can even learn much more about all the skills that they have to give to you. So on behalf of Benevolence Crew, I just want to say thank you to you. Thank you to all our facilitators. And I wish you all best of luck even as you engage in all the skills that you want to enroll in. Thank you so much. And at this point in time, I'm just going to say some words of prayer even as we draw the curtain. Let us pray. Holy and everlasting King of glory, we want to say thank you for this amazing opportunity and privilege that you have given us. God, we have light. We have good environment where we can learn. We have, God, you have blessed us in this ministry with people with wisdom, knowledge, and even skill. God, it's amazing how all these people are willing to sacrifice their time, their energy, just to impart, and give back to the ministry. I pray, Lord God Almighty, that God, even as this program will be continued next week, I pray, God Almighty, that God, you make it come to become a successful one, God. God, people are going to be embarking on this journey of learning. I pray, God Almighty, that God, all the resources that they need to make it, to the end of the program, I pray, God Almighty, that God, you give unto them, God. And God, we are all going to remember this very day. And God, amongst us, will find someone that say, man, I'm very glad that I made it in that class. I'm very glad that I made that decision to attend that class. And God, people that will learn and that will gain from this class, they will in turn imbibe all they impart all the knowledge and skill that they've acquired and even give back to the church. And glory, honor, adoration we ascribe to your holy name. Be with us even as we go to our various houses. I pray, God Almighty, that God, your presence will never depart from us. Take all glory, take all honor, God. It's in Jesus' precious name we have prayed with thanksgiving. And we have, oh, yeah, please, the attendance is still going on. Please do well to sign your name on the attendance sheet.